Today we will review 6th grade math lesson 4.2. This lesson will cover multi-digit decimals and multiplication. Let's look at the I can statement. I can multiply multi-digit decimals up to the thousandths place and explain it to others. The only vocab we have really for today would be, I'm going to write this down, is product. So a product is the answer to a multiplication problem. You can look at it that way. You can also look at it as it's the result of multiplying. So when it gives the steps, it's going to talk about the product because we're multiplying two decimals here. Over here to the right, this is an area model for multiplying decimals. That is one way you can do that. It is a rectangle that is divided into columns and rows to represent the digit in each number, meaning we're dealing with place value here. So in this first column here, these are your tens, these are your ones, and these are your tenths. First, you multiply the digits in each row by the digit in the column, then the total product of each set of digits is multiplied. So because this first column here is tens, they're saying 7 times 10 is 70. And then in the ones, it's 7 times 2 is 14. And then you have 7 times 3/10, which is 2 1/10. You do the same thing here for the row 4. So then you would say, again, this going down, this is your ones, and this is your tenths. So this is 4/10 being multiplied by the tens because of place value. This again is 4/10 by times 2 ones, and this is 4/10 times 3/10. Let's just review some of the steps involved when you multiply decimals. So first, you are going to do where you complete the multiplication as you normally would. That's step 1. So complete multiplication as you normally would with whole numbers. The next thing, we have step 2. Then after determining the total number of digits after the decimal point in the numbers, then you're multiplying those together. So let me just kind of go over this really quick, because we're going back to place value and a place value understanding here. So if I have tens and then ones, and then I have tenths, for example, in a place value chart, and I have 12 and 3/10 being multiplied by 7 and 4/10, we can see here that 2 digits, because I have a digit here after the decimal and a digit here after the decimal. So I have 2 digits after the decimal point in this product, in this problem. So step 2. Determine the total number of digits after the decimal point. So we're looking at determining how many digits after the decimal point. So in this problem, there are 2 digits after the decimal point. And then we go to step number 3. Step 3 states, then finally place the same number of digits behind the decimal point in the product. So here when they're saying in the product, that's your answer. Because it's the answer to a multiplication problem and we're multiplying. So step 3 is place the number of digits behind the decimal in your answer. All right, so I'm going to show you kind of how we're going to do this in the next problem. I will give you an example following these steps. Nepali worked 37 6/10 last week. So we know that is the total amount they worked. He earned $8.75 per hour. How much did Nepali earn last week? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, if you want to do an area model, again, you can do the area model here. So this is tens, ones, tenths, and I'm going to do it just the normal algorithm way. Here's the decimal point here, and here's the decimal point here. So this is ones, and that's tenths, and this is hundredths. So if I just set it up, I would write my problem 37 6/10 times $8.75. So remember, when you are multiplying decimals, don't line up the decimals. When you write down your problem and you start your expressions, we only do that in addition and subtraction. Okay, here we go. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 3 is 38, and 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 is 18. I need to make sure I do my zeros here. Then the next one, 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49 plus 4. And then 7 times 3 is 21 plus 3 is 26. And now we're doing 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7 is 56 plus 4. And 8 times 3 is 24 plus 6 is 30. So when you do this, you got to really make sure you're lining up your digits. Now we're adding. So 0, 0, 0, 9, 2, 3. Okay. Now it says determine, now we're on, so this is all step 1. Now it says determine, that's step 2, the total number of digits after the decimal point. So I have 1, 2, 3. So the total number of digits after the decimal point for this problem is 3 digits. So because it's 3 digits, I have to go to my product here, which is my answer, and I have to count in 1, 2, 3. Then it says place that number of digits behind the decimal in your answer. So my answer would be $329. And because it's dollars, I'm only going to put 2 of the zeros as my answer. All right, let's do the next problem. And I encourage you to stop this video at any time and complete these problems on your own, and then go back and check your answers. So this is a good time to pause the video. If you're wanting to know, these are similar to homework on page 113 in your student workbook. Okay, Mia runs a 5-kilometer race that is 3 1/10 of a mile. So that is my total. If each mile on average takes her 7 minutes, what is her total time for the race? Okay, here we go. So I need to write down that I have 3 1/10, and that's being multiplied by 8 7/10. And then I go ahead and multiply this just like their whole numbers. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 0 for my placeholder here. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Then I add. Okay, then I need to go up to step 2 is determine the total number of digits after the decimal. 1, 2. So this is 2 digits after the decimal, so then I must go down to my product, which is my answer here, and I must move the decimal 2 spots because there were 2 digits after decimals. And then you need to rewrite your answer. What is her total time for the race? And this again is in minutes. What is the total time? So her total time would be 26 97/100 of a minute. Okay, let's do these examples down below. I'm going to do number 2 for you here. The other ones you can work on your own and then check your answers. This is a great time to pause the video. Okay, so if I have 7 53/100 times 2/10. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Okay, I need to count how many digits I have after. 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 digits total after the decimal in this product. Then the next step is step 3. I need to take my answer and go 1, 2, 3, and then rewrite my answer here, which is 1 506 thousandths. I'm going to tell you the rest of the answers to these problems so you can check your answers, but I encourage you to do these on your own. And this is our lesson for Module 4, Lesson 2, Grade 6.